No, it's been on my mind since I wrote the title. I know what it implies. Again, it's about so much more, but I'm with you. I'm a fellow sufferer, and a big reason, the reason I wrote this is that there is not a film that represents this truthfully. We got The Aviator, which is kind of close. That's a whole other thing. But other than that, it's the quirky detective. It's the whatever. It's Monk. It's as good as it gets. There's not an accurate depiction, and I looked. And so I was like, man, I got to use my skills. I got to use my skills here to do this, and I got to be vulnerable, and I got to do it. I lost my train of thought. What was the question?
The title.
Oh, no, the title. No, so I chose the title because I know what it implies, but it's what it's about, right? It's not just about OCD, it's about pure O, which is a form of OCD that is misunderstood. And so I'm hell-bent, unless a distributor wants to come on and force me to change the title. I have ideas already, which I won't go into, but I've already been thinking about it from the script stage of ways to market it to ensure that that's not perceived as a sex movie. So I don't know how to answer that, and it's TBD, but I want to be bullish and try to maintain it because I want to bring exposure to what this is, and having the title be that is important to me.
One thing I forgot to say is Daniel, your portrayal of everything that people with OCD go through is just spot on. So congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Woo.
Thank you so much.
So first I want to say, Dillon, thank you for your courageousness, your vulnerability to share your story so openly and with the world, especially on multiple topics that were presented in the film. So thank you very much for that. The question I have for you as when I was 15, I made a suicide attempt. I've struggled with that through my life. I'm now a board member for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention in Colorado. Being able to overcome that and see the inspiration and hope in the film was also really great. But my question for you is, what was your process? Because there's so much content that could be triggering, and in some films, it's not presented in a way that gives that inspiration and hope. So what was your process to ensure that you were properly and adequately presenting the topics at hand in a safe manner, if you will?
That's a good question. I mean, I've been at this a long time. A lot of people have been asking that. It's autobiographical, but I'm a filmmaker first and foremost. I've been a screenwriter a really long time, so I didn't want this to just be, I wanted to be subversive. Obviously, I wanted somebody who might be struggling and doesn't know, because this is, so people go 5-8 years without being diagnosed with this, and they're just struggling in hell. So I wanted people to first and foremost be able to see the film and maybe recognize something, and maybe not diagnose them, but go see their therapist and be like, I saw this film, it's kind of hitting home, what do you think? But more than that, I want this to just be, I keep saying it, it's just, I always deal in universal themes, and I wanted to deal, there was so much more going on in my life at that time, which is why I was like, I think this might make a good movie. It's not just this like sliver of life, and it does deal with all these big themes, but I'm not into bleak. I didn't want it to be bleak. I also tried and that's why I waited, to your point earlier. I didn't want to write it when I was going through it, because I didn't want it to be shrouded in my own bias. I really wanted to try as much as possible. I mean, it's still biased, it's my story, but I wanted to present everything without heroes and villains, and I wanted to really try to show not just mental health, but how it affects everybody around you, and how I am an idealist in the sense that I think that most of us are really just trying the best we can every day. So with those big themes, I guess to your point of how triggering and stuff, I guess I wasn't thinking in those terms with it. I was just trying to be as honest and authentic as I could with my own experience with it. So I hope that plays. I don't want it to be bleak. I want it to be bittersweet, and I want it to feel hopeful. So I hope that I achieved that.
You did. It was very wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.